It seems like every broker nowadays is claiming to offer zero commission. But today's the day I get to the bottom of this. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Let's find out. Hi guys, Any aka the Not Trader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. Today I put back on my investigative journalist hat. Today I get to the bottom of who actually offers zero commission on stocks. But before we get into that, let's start with a little story. 2013 was a very special year. It was the year Robinhood launched, America's first zero commission trading app. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Pre-2013, if you wanted to invest in a stock, the average commission charged by the 5 largest online share dealing platforms in the UK was about £8.31 per trade, with 2 of the biggest players, Hargreaves Lansdown and Interactive Broker, charging £11.95 and £10 respectively. Now £10 per trade may not sound that much, but if you only have £100, that means you need to make 10% just to break even on that investment. This meant that there was a large untapped market of young would-be investors who did not have the capital to invest and turn a profit with those type of fees eaten into their funds. They were stuck on the outside looking in on a rich man's game. Then enter stage left Robinhood, the slick and stylish VC-backed mobile-based trading app. They hit the ground running by taking on the big players in the American market by offering zero trading fees and no minimum deposit. A move that would send shockwaves in the industry. Just to show how groundbreaking Robinhood was at the time, E-Trade were charging $7.99, Fidelity were charging $7.95, Scottrade were charging $7, and Charles Schwab's were charging $8.95 per trade. While Robinhood's user base was growing like an Amazonian wildfire, only one UK trading platform had the foresight to see the inevitable market shift. That was Trading 212. Trading 212 undercut all their competitors by offering zero trading commission fees and repositioned themselves as both a web and mobile based trading app, and placed a lot more emphasis on their mobile offering. This move paid off in 2016 when Trading 212 became the UK's highest rated financial trading app, with it being downloaded over 12 million times across Apple App Stores and Google Play. It was not long after every other broker followed suit by offering zero commissions in some fashion, or so they claimed. So now that you've got the backstory, let's start with the pioneers, Trading 212. So here I've seen that they've got the C broker comparison table, and obviously they're going to compare themselves to some of the other competitors out there. It's kind of weird that the list that they've chosen, Hargreaves Lansdown, isn't really a like-for-like comparison. I'd say that they're compared to Revolt and FreeTrade, maybe DeGiro as well, but I wouldn't say Hargreaves, because Hargreaves is, I guess they can be compared with Hargreaves, I guess. I just consider Hargreaves something a little bit different to the trading platforms, the investment platforms that are more mobile focused and are geared to a younger demographic, but they're still in the same industry, I guess. So instant orders, that's what I'm looking at. So Trading 212, they claim to have zero commission. So front and center, zero commission, zero fees. That's what they're really pushing as their marketing campaign. But this isn't where you're going to get the information. They're going to give you all the marketing fluff here. So me being the nerd that I am, I actually asked Trading 212 to send me their latest client agreement amendment and share dealing terms of business. So what I've got here is actually a side-by-side comparison of their old one and their new one, so I can see what amendments have been made. Yeah, I need the life, don't I? But I'm going to skip over all this boring part. If you want to see me make a video about this, I might make a video about this, just explaining all the things that they've changed in their contract. It might be useful. I don't know how many people want to watch that. So previously they had a lot of stipulations as to who were allowed to have access to zero commissions. Zero commission for target clients. Zero commission is a special service created to satisfy the need of target clients only, whereby target clients will execute share deals without any commission from Trading 212. A, B, and C is basically saying that zero commission is only allowed for certain type of clients, and that's people that make less than 100 orders, so make less than 100 trades, or have less than £100,000, and people that don't trade the same security twice in one day. So this is almost like a kind of a version of the PDT rule in some ways, I think. But because there's no PDT rule in the UK, they're trying to put it in a contract so that people don't use the zero commission to trade, to day trade. But that was the old rules anyway. There's no point in me reading all of this, because now these rules are no longer in place because there was too many stipulations to the zero commissions, and I think people are getting annoyed about it. So now the amendment is that you acknowledge that zero commission will be subject to any applicable tax, governmental or administrative levy, and fee of other liabilities, charges, costs, and expenses payable in connection with the transaction effect on your behalf. Just to get past all the legalese, basically, it's a thumbs up for me. So previously, I would have slandered Trading 212 because their whole terms of business had so many stipulations attached to being allowed to have zero commission that it wasn't really fair. Well, it's obviously fair because it's in the terms, but if they're saying zero commissions, to be zero commissions with all these stipulations, but now that they're taking it out, it seems that more people have access to zero commissions. So it's a thumbs up for me. It seems to me that Trading 212 are a zero commission broker. Now moving on to eToro. What do they claim? They got 100% stocks, 0% commission. I'll be the judge of that. Didn't really take much research to find where the stipulations were. If you go down to the bottom, they got frequently asked questions. To which stocks does zero commissions apply? Zero commissions applies to all stocks available on the eToro platform when invested in non-leveraged buy stock positions. Zero commissions does not apply to stock CFDs. So straight away, they've said zero commissions does not apply to leveraged stocks, does not apply to short positions, and does not apply to anything that's not a CFD. So that's 3 stipulations straight away. So do eToro offer zero commissions? That's a no from me. If you buy stocks through contracts for differences, you're paying. That means that you only have access to zero commission trades when you're going long and when it's not CFD. So you're buying a stock outright. Now onto the broker that I personally use, IG. They don't even pretend to offer zero commissions. They say zero commissions on US stocks. And there's even a stipulation, as you can see here, with that number 1. No extra fees and no charges for transferring electronic shares. Okay, we don't care about that. And £3 to £8 commission for UK stocks. And the stipulations are: you need to place a £3 trade on UK shares in the previous month to qualify for £3 commission rates on UK shares. And you need to place a £3 trade on US shares in the previous month to qualify for zero commission rate on US shares. So once again, for US shares, it's free if you make 3 trades or more, and it's £10 if you make 0 to 2 trades. For all other shares, they have their own fees, but they're mostly all $10 each for all of them. Or commission per is 0.1%. And for UK shares, it's £3 for 3 trades or more, and £8 for 0 to 2 trades. And once again, just for my own amusement, it's always funny to see who they make their like-for-like comparisons against. They're obviously not going to put FreeTrade here or any of those ones because they're going to just make it look silly. But in reality, once again, they're not really competing with FreeTrade or Revolut or N23. They're competing with the likes of Hargreaves Lansdown, AJ Bell, for example, because they have a larger trading platform. They offer way more tools for technical analysis and fundamental analysis, and they've just got a mature audience, really, a more mature audience that actually want more out of their trading platform than just a mobile app. So that's why they can coexist with the likes of FreeTrade and Revolut, because IG and AJ Bell and Hargreaves service a different audience, and you probably find that some people have both accounts. I actually have a Hargreaves account, and I also have an IG account, and I actually always have a FreeTrade account. I don't really use my FreeTrade account that much though. FreeTrade, it's been a while. I remember my first trading platform review was actually FreeTrade. My camera quality was terrible. So FreeTrade, homepage, invest, commission free. It's even in the title, FreeTrade. So I'm taking a little look at FreeTrade's pricing page. It's always quite interesting seeing different companies and seeing who they like to compare themselves to on their pricing page. because it's more interesting to know the companies that they leave out, because obviously they don't look favorable comparing themselves to another company that might have better stats than them. So free trades free, basic account free, exit fee free. So if you go a little bit further, they've got FreeTrade Alpha coming soon. So they've got FreeTrade Basic, FreeTrade Instant, FreeTrade Accounts, Stocks and Shares ISA, £3 a month. Free live data, they've started offering data. Spot rate for FX, 0.45. Free bank transfer outgoing, and bank transfer outgoing per same day, £5 cost. So for the most part, they do what they say. No, not for the most part. Let me not say that. FreeTrade do what it says on the tin. You can invest for free. Time for a fan favorite, Plus500. I'm gonna try and be as impartial as I can, but you know how I feel about Plus500. If you want to know, check out my video on Plus500. So straight away, the big difference between Plus500 and some of the other brokers is that they don't lead with zero commissions front and center. They call themselves trade with the UK's #1 CFD broker. Tough chance. Then you scroll down and then they go no commissions. Okay, so let's click into this. So straight away they say our fees and charges. I thought you just said no fees, so why are you saying our fees? Competitive, straightforward, with no surprises. Tough chance. Plus500 offer customers most of its services for free of charge. Most. Okay, so straight away I can cut this one out. They don't offer zero commission. And we are upfront with the few fees that we do charge. There are no surprises. Our compensation is derived from our bid and ask spread, which are amongst the tightest in the industry based on internal monitoring. Do you know that whole saying about how someone that says trust me, you can't trust them if someone keeps telling you trust me? They keep saying how there's no surprises, we're up front. It's almost like they got something to hide. Why do you have to keep saying, yeah, we're up front, our fees up front? Yeah, okay, whatever, mate. However, what they don't tell you is that they flipping hedge your bets. So they're betting against you, but that's a story for another day. I think they're making a big thing to explain how they're compensated, because maybe videos like mine and some other videos have come out explaining that there's some dodgy practices going on with how they make their money. So they feel that they need to reiterate across the website how they make their money, just so that they can prove that there's no funny business going on. But I still don't believe them. So here we come with the fees. They got overnight funding fees, currency conversion fees, guarantee stop loss fees, inactivity fees. A fee of up to $10 US per month. That's hefty. If you don't use the account, that is hefty. I think I've got an account with them as well. Oh well, I'm not paying them. So they don't charge deposit and withdrawal fees. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We want to know if they charge zero commissions, fees on commissions. And answer is no, really. They still have quite a lot of fees here and there. They've taken away some of the fees, like the deposit fees, the closing trade fees, but you still pay. You pay in other ways. So you have to really look at language here. Language is important, especially when you come against some of these companies where they use very specific legal language so they can get out of certain things. So it says Plus500 is mainly compensated for its services through the bid and ask spread. So that covers it in a sense where they're mainly, so some of the other fees may come from other places that they haven't specified properly. Just using that term mainly is enough to cover their backs. And once again, in the FAQ section, does Plus500 charge any trades and fees? Straight up front question. Plus500 is mainly compensated for its services through the market spread. Unlike other service providers who also charge commission on each trade, Plus500 does not charge dealing commission. So they charge the difference in the spread, but they do not charge the dealing commission. So that's why they can say they offer zero commissions, even though there's lots of different fees left, right and center that they do charge. So I'll give him this. I don't want to be unfair. They said zero commission, and in legal terms, yeah, they don't charge any dealing commission, but they charge in other ways. Now onto the broker that I personally use, IG. They don't even pretend to offer zero commissions. They say zero commissions on US stocks. And there's even a stipulation, as you can see here with that number 1. No extra fees and no charges for transferring electronic shares. Okay, we don't care about that. And £3 to £8 commission for UK stocks. So once again, for US shares, it's free if you make 3 trades or more. And it's £10 if you make 0 to 2 trades. For all other shares, they have their own fees, but they're mostly all $10 each for all of them. Or commission per is 0.1%. And for UK shares, it's £3 for 3 trades or more and £8 for 0 to 2 trades. And once again, just for my own amusement, it's always funny to see who they make their like-for-like comparisons against. They're obviously not going to put FreeTrade here or any of those ones because they're going to just make it look silly. But in reality, once again, they're not really competing with FreeTrade or Revolut or N23. They're competing with the likes of Hargreaves Lansdown, AJ Bell, for example, because they have a larger trading platform. They offer way more tools for technical analysis and fundamental analysis, and they've just got a mature audience, really, a more mature audience that actually want more out of their trading platform than just a mobile app. So that's why they can coexist with the likes of FreeTrade and Revolut, because IG and AJ Bell and Hargreaves service a different audience, and you probably find that some people have both accounts. I actually have a Hargreaves account, and I also have an IG account, and I actually always have a FreeTrade account. I don't really use my FreeTrade account that much though. And just a quick recap. Trading 212 is a truly commission-free trading app. FreeTrade is a truly commission-free trading app. eToro is commission-free, but there's a lot of stipulations. You'll have to pay commissions on CFDs, short selling and leverage trades. Which means the only time you don't pay commission is if you're going long on a share that you actually own. And Plus500 claim that most of their money is made on the spread, but they don't really clarify, and it's a bit hazy what they mean by that. And though they don't charge commissions, there's hefty fees elsewhere to offset the commission fees. And IG don't really promote the zero commissions because it's not one of their key product offerings or one of the key features, but they do offer zero commissions on US stocks if you trade 3 or more in a month. It's Any, aka the Not Trader, signing out.